Welcome back to Switch to Linux. We have another Wednesday live show today. So we are going to have a good time here today. And I saw a few articles this week with Facebook. And so I wanted to talk about it. And it looks like my title's not refreshing. There it goes. Now it's refreshing. All right. Hey, Linux. Hey, Linux. Greetings. I saw you pop up there today on the comments. I liked your video today. Pretty good. I hope you have a great start to your channel. So when I see a couple videos on there, I'll check how the quality looks, and maybe we'll talk about you a little bit more on the channel there. So congratulations for jumping out on your new YouTube channel there. Greetings, Ryan. My day's been pretty good. Sorry I didn't get a chance to respond earlier in the comments like I usually do. I just made it here on time. I went out and I had some of the most glorious pizza for dinner I've ever had from a friend of mine. So, well, ¿cómo estás? Let's see, am I translating this? Hello, my friend. I'm not sure what the second part is. How am I? I am doing well, thank you. And that's pretty good because I do not speak Spanish. Hello, and good morning / evening, Sandman. Is it morning or evening where you are? It is evening where I am now. Good afternoon, Liam. And por favor, I don't know that one. What's your cooking channel name? Yeah, you probably can't find it on YouTube yet because I don't think I have any of the videos publicly available yet. But if you check out my Patreon page, I do have some of them available there. Let me see if I can find it. It is called Home Cooking Hacks. But because I do not have any videos on the public end yet, you may not be able to find it. Let me come over here. You know what? I have this serious problem. For whatever reason, I cannot go to Patreon on my Facebook page, or on my, oh, there it goes. Hey, it is working now. Look at that. Okay, so if you go here to the Patreon page, I actually have, looks like I have one video, two videos. Yeah, I have two videos available there. You can find the channel from that. So that's what I have right now. One of the things I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to show you what I'm doing right now with the recipes, and then I need to do a photo shoot with my chili, and that will be the next recipe, is how to do my good homemade chili. So that's kind of what we're doing there next. All right. 1 o'clock. So I don't know. Well, 1 o'clock a.m. Morning-ish. I don't know. All right, folks. Okay. I thought I was supposed to be showing you my screen, but I'm not supposed to be sharing my screen right now. Okay, we're good. All right, so let me clear out all my pop-ups, stop all these videos from eating all my bandwidth, and then we're going to jump into here. Yeah, stop. Black Mirror meets Mostly Human. Okay, then. We are in a strange world right now, people. So, some of the articles that I have seen in the last few days, the one that actually got my attention the most, and this one kind of caused me to think about this whole trend of social media. And that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today, is social media stuff. And it looks, oh, there it goes. Okay, I was going to say, it doesn't look like it's working. All right, so this article here, now this comes from the Harvard Crimson, which is Harvard's school newspaper, effectively a school newspaper, I'll say it. Here on Penn State campus, I think we have the Daily Collegian, I think. So what was interesting to me about this particular article, and the reason I wanted to talk about it, first, the absolute peak of irony. If you do not know the history of Facebook, it actually did start on Harvard with, of course, Zuckerberg as a student, and following the trend of all of the other great guys in Silicon Valley, he never finished. So for all those people like, you must get a college degree or you will not succeed in life. Let me give you a hint. I am pro-education, absolutely. I have a undergraduate degree, I have 2 minors, I have a PhD, and I used to be a college professor, okay? And I will tell you something. Nothing I do to make any of my money as of 6 months ago, nothing has anything to do with anything I have taken any classes in or any education. I did have to have an intro to programming course. Actually, I think I had a principles of programming course as well. So I did one basic introductory course to Visual Basic, and I did an introductory course to C++. Outside of that, and I don't actually do any real programming. Let's see. Of course, good light reading. This guy here, read this textbook here. You'll learn a little bit there about database management and stuff, which is cool. Self-education is always the best way to go because you can follow the rabbit holes down your own passion and your own education. Even all this kind of stuff. I was kind of an anti-computer guy for a long time, and now I run like every computer system there is and have a Linux channel. Go figure. The fascinating thing about this article is Zuckerberg is on campus, and he comes up with the idea here for Facebook. Of course, they had the movie about it. It's called The Social Network. If you didn't watch it, and it was hilarious because I saw an interview where Zuckerberg talking about the movie. And the guy's like, "Is this real?" He says, "The funny thing about Hollywood is they can get nothing right, but everything right." He says, not a single detail of what Facebook was accurate according to that movie. But every single shirt that I am wearing in that movie, I actually wore. It's like, huh? I mean, it's just like the number of weird things going on is just crazy. But in response to this, what was the peak of irony is that Facebook starts on the Harvard campus, and now Harvard rescinds acceptances for at least 10 students because of Facebook posts. So there was basically a whole lot of students. I think it was like 2,000 some students were accepted into the class of 2021, which is the incoming class. And but there was a small group that came up, and they centered around memes. And this is another one of those things about social media is you tend to lose your manners a little bit with this stuff. And so what happens is that the people could come in and one guy wants to do a meme, and another guy wants to one up that one, another one ups that one, and before you know it, you got the dirtiest, vilest, foulest stuff going all over the stuff. Basically though, what's going on here is that apparently one of these small Facebook groups became extremely vile in the memes that they were passing. And the sad thing is I could not find copies of any of these memes. Like, none of the articles I'm talking about, I could find the articles, but I could not find what caused all the controversy, so we can only guess. I mean, was this Hitler slaughtering kitties in the streets? I don't know. I have no idea what is so offensive about all these memes. But regardless, a group of students who was prior accepted to Harvard got unaccepted to Harvard, or their acceptance was rescinded because of stupid things that they did on social media. And that is a solidifying matter, is that I would be in favor of saying nobody can have a social media account until you're 18, because your brain doesn't always function quite right. Okay, when you're older, and you do not realize that what you put out on the internet is written in permanent, indexable ink. Okay, so right now, I have this copy, Fox's Book of Martyrs, in a book, and I'd kind of like to get rid of this as I'm minimizing things, and so I have found some copies of Fox's Book of Martyrs that are DRM-free ebooks. But I found a few of the stories are missing. So what my goal is, and why this is on my desk, is I plan on scanning these guys in, OCRing, and then editing the best copy I can find online to match the text to this. Now, the thing is, with this book here, if I want to read about the story of Telemachus, one of my favorite martyrs, because he ended the Colosseum Games, okay, there is no index in this thing. There's a little glossary, but there's the last book. There's no index here. The table of contents is very brief. I can't look up the single name of Telemachus and find this. But on ink, if I put this into ebook form, I mean, this is what the thing looks like. I mean, try finding the name in this. Okay. I can do a search function, though, on an ebook, and I can find all of the relevant information I want. If I want to know when, let's see, who was killed in Bohemia, other than Queen in the Bohemian Rhapsody. But if I want to know who was killed in Bohemia, I can look up the word Bohemia because it appears right there, and I can find every reference to that inside of the ebook. I can't find that here. Well, that's the problem with the internet, is it's indexable. If an employer or somebody else wants to know something about you, there are companies that will collect and gather all of your data, put it all in this nice searchable index, and then if an employer wants to hire you, they'll go over and they'll go to their and they'll type in all your information over here in their little computer. See, I got a little computer right here. They'll type in your information in a little computer, and then they can find all of the information about you that they want. So when you got drunk and passed out at that party the other day and everyone's posting pictures of them writing all over, and you got some phallic thing on your forehead and all sorts of drunkenness spewing out, and you're lying in a pool of your vomit, and so he posts it on Facebook and tags it to your account, it ain't going nowhere. So stop doing that stuff. Well, A, stop doing that behavior, because that behavior was not going to lead you to success. But B, if you do engage in such behavior, which I encourage you not to, don't put it on the internet. Because even when you push delete, it doesn't always delete. For example, I have one of my emails that manages all my domains. They're all through one specific email. I still have scammers trying to get me to pay $500 a year to SEO renew the SEO rankings on my domain for $500 for domains I haven't had in 10 years. Well, if these people collect data and then you go back through later and delete some post on Facebook, then they still have that information in their database just because it's deleted now. There's no cross-sync function, delete the stuff that's been deleted. No, it's still there. And these companies scrape the data on a constant basis. So if it's up there for 24 hours, it's in their index. And you have to be careful about that kind of stuff. All right. So with this, of course, in this case, what people were posting on Facebook caused some problems. Of course, apparently they traded jokes about race and mocked feminists. Let's click on this link, see if I get somewhere. See, I get to this boring guy here. If they're sharing links about this guy, I don't know if that's the case. I want to be an objective journalist here and see the pictures that are so offensive. I want to see this Hitler slaughtering these little kitties. I got to know. The internet never forgets, I think Tech says, and that is very true. Now, there was another fascinating article this week, and how's this one here? Some of these were like last week, but this one was neat. This was actually, this was last week. So a man, and this is in Switzerland, a man is fined $4,000 for clicking the like button on a defamatory post in Facebook. This is interesting because there was actually another problem at this point in time that was only recently corrected on Facebook, where if I took this page and I go, oh, wow, look at this. I take this thing and I copy this link and I went into my Facebook private message and I shared that in the private message with somebody else, Facebook would count that as a like, and it would show up on my liked pages. You can log into Facebook and you can see the individual things that a person has liked. And I have consciously ever liked 3 things on Facebook ever that I know of, that I can remember. When I went in there and I heard about the article that Facebook was attributing likes to, and basically what the correspondence was is, if I take this page and there is a link to Facebook on this page and I drop that into a private message, Facebook counted that as a like towards the page and added it to the things that I like online. So if I see some horribly offensive article and I'm talking to a buddy of mine on Facebook and he and I exchange horribly offensive articles, and I were to take this horribly offensive defamatory article and PM it to somebody, that's now marked as a like, and I can get fined $4,000 with sharing a link with a person on a private message to say, look at this apastic crap. Is anyone else getting churry here that this man is fined $4,000 for liking something? He could have very possibly, because the period of time that this occurred in was the very period of time that all he would have to do is share the link, and it would have counted as a like. He may not even have clicked the like button. He might have just shared the link. by the way, doesn't mean you like something. Sometimes it means you're horribly offended by things. I trade, I mean, on my text messaging, if anyone ever does it on text messaging, I trade funny videos and crazy stuff with people on text message every now and again. And I'll tell you what, if that starts counting against you, like, you shared such and such offensive video. Yeah, I thought the video was offensive too. That's why I shared it with somebody else who would also think it's offensive. We'd have a laugh about it later. Okay? Apparently, though, it's going to cost me $4,000. Now, here's the dangerous thing. This sets the precedent. This is the first time that a person is fined for simply liking something. He didn't say, I agree with this. He didn't say, I disagree with this. He didn't say anything about it. All he did is either shared the link or clicked the button. That's all it took. We're getting into a weird place with Facebook. So don't like stuff on Facebook. Don't post stupidity on Facebook. It doesn't delete, it doesn't leave, whatever. And we're going to talk more about that in a minute. Let's jump over to comments because the comments have been a few comments over here lately. All right, let's have a look. Hello, Pika. CPP. What is CPP? Like CPP. Okay. Hello, NK, C++, best language ever. Yeah, actually, just about 3 or 4 years ago, I finally threw away the textbook for that. I'm like, you know what? And here's the sad thing about the progression. Like, if I were a young person now, I'd be in such a better place in my position. Like, if the technology that exists now existed when I was a young person, because the only reason I didn't pursue C++ any further is the only way I could possibly make it work is to buy a $2,000, $3,000 C++ compiler program. Now they're free on Linux. Switch to Linux, everyone. Ryan, I'm glad you showed up. Yeah, my Wednesday stream is a little earlier because I know there's a lot of guys in the UK that like watching the streams, and so I try and do it at 7 because it's a little bit earlier. And so, I still do the Fridays one at either 9 or 11 Eastern and the Sundays at 9 Eastern, but I try and get one in there a little earlier. Okay, internet never forgets. Excuse me, get some tea. Post was in another country. Maybe he was a lucky guy to be selected. Yeah, that's the funny thing about this post. This guy from Switzerland is that the post came from a completely different country. All right. Let's see if it says what country it came from. Facebook said the case had, quote, no direct link to the company, and the spokesperson declined any comment. Yeah. Case is believed to be the first time a court has interpreted a like as an explicit endorsement of a post. That right there is scary, that a court would look at that and say this is an explicit endorsement. That's kind of like the same thing with the adpocalypse here on YouTube, where it's like, the advertisement rolling before a video is not an endorsement that company or that advertisement endorses the video. I hope not anyway. I'm actually offended by more of the commercials that pre-roll before my videos than I am with the videos. Even when I watch a video I know is going to be offensive. Sometimes other than that little girl one, some stupid feminist paid a bunch of little girls to dress as princesses and scream the F word all over. I got the privilege of watching that video talk about things that getting a laugh with a friend. It was more tragic, but it's all like, what's more offensive than a little girl saying the F word? And of course, they were saying the F word. And it wasn't fudge, by the way. What's more offensive? It's hatred towards women. It's more offensive than that? Hatred towards men. Why don't you stop doing that? Of course, I'm just evil, though. I'm a white, middle-class, American Christian male. Blech. Such a horrid person. People click on things without thinking. Yes, C++. Oh, C++. Duh! Hey, I was just talking about C++. I'm in Germany. All right. I'm back. Greetings, JJ Game. How are you? Yes. FCKH8 video. Yes. Hate that channel. Yes. So do I. Wow. Yeah, it's just a bunch of crazy whack jobs over there. Going, whee! Kind of reminds me of one pastor was talking about some charismatic guys. Is a charismatic guys going to make it in heaven? He goes, yeah. Some of them, I mean, some are going to fly right on by, but a few of them will actually stop when they get there. Oh, JJ Game, he's also a scary white male. Should we do another YouTube channel on the scary white male channel? Or we get blocked too quickly. Maybe we should go to vid.me to do that one. I think we might get shut down for hate speech. Just anything that spews forth from the mouth of a white male American is just wretched evil. I'm telling you what. Not that I'm going to go all social justice warrior, anti-social justice warrior or anything. It's just like, oh, Lord. Sometimes it's like, I don't know. At last, a live switched. I could see. Hey, welcome, Portugal. How's it going there? And the clickbait title is the one to blame. I don't see. Notice how I did not even say the channel name. Somebody else brought it up. That's fine. Okay, I did say it after it was brought up, but yeah. All right. Okay, let's have a look at our next article here. This is a good one here. A middle school student was suspended for liking a photo on Instagram. I think it was a picture of a gun. It might have been Hitler killing kitties, though. I'm just not sure. But they're not showing me the photo. I want to see this photo. I mean, unless it's like something bad, like bad. But yeah, I don't remember anyone getting in trouble for their cell phones since they were so new for average Joe. One middle school student in Ohio is probably wishing he could go back to the good old days. So the parents of Zachary Bolin posted a picture of the intended suspension notice, which read, the reason for the intended suspension is as follows. Liking a post on social media that indicated potential school violence. So I want to see this post. Okay, I was livid. I mean, I'm sitting here thinking you just suspended him for 10 days for liking a picture of a gun on social media site. He never shared, never commented, never made a threatening post, anything, just liked it. And again, maybe he just shared the link to it. I don't know. I mean, in theory, according to the article, I'm going to take him at face value and say that yeah, I'm going to, maybe it's at face value. He did go over and click the like button. I got a fun news thing for you, though. If you post a comment on one of my videos on my channel, I like it. It tells me really quick which posts I've already read. Maybe the kid's doing the same thing. Maybe he's just trained in the culture of click like, click like, click like. I mean, that's all you see everywhere. Somebody posted a comment on my video today. It was Mike Yates, I think, posted a comment on my video today saying, hey, I unsubscribed from an app the other day and it gave me a sad bear face. And it's like, this is such manipulation. Well, like every star, every athlete, every movie star, every musician, every business, everything wants you to push the like button. Cram that like button. Slam that like button, I think as Philip DeFranco says. Slam that like button. Basically, I think he says slam that subscribe button. Anyway, whatever. No beef there. I like the guy's show. But basically, it's just like, everything wants you to push it, and we are raised in a culture where the reason so many people scam you on these phones and on websites is because we are so trained. If a form is put in front of us, fill it out. If a form is put in front of us, fill it out. So when a spammer puts a form in front of you, you fill it out. And you go, wait, what? Huh? It kind of reminds me of the back when Harold Camping was doing his end of the world scenario. The Oatmeal had a very funny end of time rapture cartoon, and he had portrayed God going through the end of time rapture program or whatever, and the thing just keeps on giving him all these pop-ups. Do you want to do this? Do you want to do this? And he's like, no. And then he finally passed by the no that said Lowe's saved Christians.xll, spreadsheet, whatever. He's like, no, wait, what? Okay, kind of the same thing. You know, we get so conditioned to fill out a form that is in front of us, to mash a like button that is in front of us, that a like button, you know, a picture showed up on his wall, he pushed like. For whatever reason. We're not saying he did good, we're not saying he did bad. Who knows what the scenario is? But this is a middle school kid who we can argue, once again, maybe a middle school kid's brain may not be functioning well enough to know what is a like and what is not a like, what is appropriate, what is not appropriate to post on a Facebook page, and we suspend a kid because we've induced a culture that says, mash that like button, mash that like button, mash that like button. He mashed the like button like a good little boy and got suspended. Maybe it's just better to not have social media. I need my lighter. Bolin was suspended for 10 days for a simple click of a photo. Oh, how evil. Guns aren't a laughing matter. If you're young and you like this picture, man, you're going to be suspended. Be careful. Jesus. You know what's funny about this? Ooh, it says Ruger. It might be a gun. Maybe. Maybe something good. Maybe something bad. But we won't know because I won't open it. Don't like it, though. You'll get suspended. All right. School superintendent Russ Fussnecker. That is not the good name of a superintendent. Russ Fussnecker. I almost said a bad word. I should be dressed in a little girl princess out in uniform. Russ Fussnecker. I just want to say that a few more times. Russ Fussnecker. Oh, one more time. The school superintendent, Russ Fussnecker. What are you fussing about, man? Jeez. Did issue a statement to Fox 19. The board has a zero tolerance of violent, disruptive, and harassing and imitating, bullying, or other inappropriate behavior by its students. We got to go on fire for this. I got to tell you something. Zero tolerance itself is stupid. This is creating a binary situation where a binary situation should not be. I will not even recount for you the personal story of a person I know who was absolutely, frankly, every part of who he was destroyed by a zero tolerance in a stupid school. But let's even examine this. Violent, disruptive, harassing, imitating, bullying, or other inappropriate language for liking a picture on Facebook? Can you prove to me he liked that picture during school hours? What is going on? First thing we need to do is throw away zero tolerance, because all zero tolerance says is a check mark. Did you do this behavior? Did you not do this behavior? You did this behavior. Boom, immediate punishment, immediate punishment, immediate punishment. No, we need to teach people that we are thinking human beings with a brain, and we can walk into a situation and examine it and make good, logical, rational decisions based upon context. I hate zero tolerance. Furthermore, the policy states students are also subject to discipline as outlined in the Student Code of Conduct that occurs off school property when the misbehavior adversely affects the education. Liking a picture? Why don't you suspend the teacher who looked at the picture? As the superintendent at Edgewood City Schools, I don't know what he's having a fuss about. Maybe his name's Fussnecker. He's got to figure out something to have a fuss about every single day. Superintendent of Edgewood City Schools, I assure you that any social media threat will be taken to... Liking a picture is a social media threat? And for those still curious, all this yelling is not phasing the kitty. Kitty's still there. He's not phased. Any social media threat will be taken seriously, including those who like the post when it potentially endangers the health and the safety of students or adversely affects the educational process. Wow. Oh, at least it ends in good news. The poor kid who is now completely traumatized against his school and completely distrusts authority now, he can go back to school now. The suspensions. Yeah, it only took the media to get involved in this. Fussnecker causing a fuss everywhere. Wow. Yeah, now the kitty's looking at me. Okay, he's bored. Oh, boy. Wow, whoa, there we are. I'm way behind on the comments. All right, somebody at the school had to target him by going through his likes to find, yeah, there you go. There you go. That's it. Mm-hmm. I think he was targeted. I think I should be, you know what he should have done? He should have been triggered by being targeted for such a thing. Let's see what happens now. I was triggered. If I like a gun on Twitter, I will get thrown in jail. Yes. Ooh, what's in the mystical magical package? It says Ruger. We don't know. Might be something good. Might be something bad. One of those things I hate about social media is it gave everything access to us. Yes, but only as much as you post on it. But look at another thing, though, is if you trace back, if you can find a copy of the documentary, it's called Terms and Conditions May Apply. One of the cool things they did in there is they identified how the Facebook privacy policy has changed. And when it first started, like everything was private except among your friends. Right now, literally like everything is completely public and Google indexable by default. So if you ate broccoli last night and you took a photo of it and put it up on Facebook, not only is it publicly accessible, but I could potentially write a script in Google to find out how many people had broccoli and accumulate all their pictures. In fact, funny, that's kind of exactly what Mark Zuckerberg did to make his original, was it hotornot.com? Not hotornot.com. That's one he was trying to make. Facemash, I think it was called. That's what he did. That's how he hacked into all the different systems to take access to photos. Oh, boy. Things I hate about social media is, yep, gave everything access to us. Yep. Wait, how the blank did anyone in school found out he liked the picture? Like I said, whatever teacher found out he liked that individual picture, they should be suspended. I mean, you know what I should do as a parent? Are you stalking my child? I think that you're stalking my minor child. This is a middle school student. Why are you trying? You know what? Is a middle school student even at 13? I guess it depends upon your middle school, but some middle school, you should. I want to know how old's this kid. Does it say his grade? It just says he's a middle school student. I wonder if the kid's even 13. If the kid's not even 13, he has no business being on Facebook anyway. I think he shouldn't have any business being on Facebook until he's 18, personally. We might even gain back the intelligence among our American youth anymore if we got rid of it. But nevertheless, though, yeah. What is the school administration stalking him on Facebook? I mean, that's kind of creepy. What's the teachers doing? Look at my minor child's Facebook account. This is kind of scary. I'm calling for an investigation. That's right. Slam that like button. Can we reach 1 million likes? All right. Yeah, I want to see 1 million likes at the end of this video. Yeah. 1 million likes for the kitty. I'll put the kitty on again. Don't forget to subscribe. That's right. I will tell my parents that I'm adopted if you click that like button 55 million times. That's right. That's right. If I have 1 million likes on this video by the end of the live stream, I am going to divulge the secret of aliens and Area 51. That's right. Roger has enlightened me. From Basque County, Spain, and my internet is fast. Lucky. Yeah, I have Comcast internet. It's the only choice I have, and I hate them. Teachers' pension must give them too much time for frivolous hobbies. Ooh. Why don't you smash that like button? That's right. That's right, Mark. Smash that like button. Smash that subscribe button. Do I do a good Philip DeFranco impression? Smash that like button. Let's see. Maybe a teacher is like stalking kids on Instagram, find out who's liking things. I'm telling you. Maybe we should find out what that teacher's liking. Ooh. Here in Portland, internet connection is also fast. I don't know what is happening today. Maybe bad luck. I removed my first comment because a bunch of emojis got in the way. As long as it's not a movie. Like, what world are we in where, like, the only original movie that was not a reboot, not a refranchise, or not a franchise extension is an emoji movie? Which actually a friend of mine made very good point to me, and I agree with it. It was simply a reboot of Wreck-It Ralph. Was that your own thought? If you're watching, was that something you saw, or was that your own observation? I'm curious. Also, so many kids think that they are adults enough to use the internet, and that's the thing is we don't do any training of kids about how to use the internet, and that's kind of scary. Great name for superintendent. Yep, but it was off school grounds. Yep. Do they monitor kids' social medias? Apparently they do. And I wonder, is that not illegal? Like, I remember like when social media and Facebook was becoming big, there were some employers that were coming out and saying, well, they wouldn't hire you unless you gave them access to your social media password. Unfortunately, Facebook jumped down and said, no, you can't do that. That's a violation of the law. And the courts agreed with them and said, no, you may not. What you can do is you can request that they befriend you on Facebook because a friend can see more of their posts on Facebook. Even that to me is out there a little bit. Maybe, but I don't know. Who's to say? Like, I know the Facebook policies were put in place when I was doing Big Brothers Big Sisters work out west, and they're like. This was like, I was already in the program prior to Facebook showing up, but Facebook shows up and they're like, yeah, we want to see everybody's accounts. I can almost see that in a community volunteer type situation because, if somebody's applying to your program and every post on their Facebook page is some drunken party, you probably don't want them to be mentoring your kids. But at the same time, what you do on your own time is probably what you do on your own time, and it's a complicated argument. I'm not going to take one way or the other on that. Tom on Torch. Yep, I like the fire button for 4K views. That's right. Like the fire button. Yeah. Oh boy, I lost where I'm at. I suspect they monitor social media of adults, too. Ridiculous. In Indonesia, you don't know how much idiot kids think they're smart enough to judge other people over something. And also, majority of Indonesia is sensitive about religion. Yeah, that's the thing, I love that icon there, Enya and I. It's awesome. I wouldn't be surprised if the principal's name was Farquaad. Greetings, Lance. How are you? If I like this video, do I go to jail? I don't know. It depends if by the end of it I open this up and see what's inside. I mean, if I unzip this little zipper, I might get the video demonetized. We don't know what's in the mystical magical rigger bag. In reality, it's just my brain. A friend of mine eventually married her high school gym teacher after hiding the identity of the father for a year. What? Whoa. I'm just going to pass that one right on by. They're corrupting the young, the mantra of all censors. Is that documentary available on Top Doc Films? You know, it was available for a while. I haven't seen it available lately. You might just have to dig around, see if you can find it. It used to be available on Yahoo View, and then it fell off of there. And I found it on one or two online places at no cost, and then I think they kind of locked it behind DRM. I'm not sure. I also happen to be a friend on Facebook. Oh boy. Yeah, when I was a teacher, I was kind of like, didn't really want to be Facebook friends. Now, I was a college professor, so, there wasn't a like serious moral conflict, but I did intentionally not friend people on Facebook when I was a professor. It's like, I don't need to friend my students. After you were not done in my class, sure, I'll friend you then, but, would include Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. Yep, they are all watching us everywhere we go. Whatever we do, yes, they are. Legal stalking because it's all public. Yep. All right. We are at 12 likes. Come on, guys. We're almost there. That's right. Yeah. Oh, Pika. That's awesome. Love the alien guy there. Roswell is real. I don't want to go through that yet. Generally, people don't have to prove... Maybe the teacher is trying to look for not safe for work material. What is that? Oh, it's a trumpet. The secret trumpet. Trump E.T. Oh, is it the trumpet was okay? Never mind. We'll get there. All right. Give us the secret of aliens. Nope. I need 1 million likes. I need 1 million likes for the secret of aliens. Emoji apocalypse is happening. Yes, it is. Yes, the emoji apocalypse is happening right here. Schools need to teach students about the internet etiquette 101. Yes, but they will not. They will not. These teachers don't even know internet 101. The teachers need to know internet 101 first. Parents have the obligation to teach etiquette on the internet the parents have the obligation to teach etiquette on the internet in public, not schools. Yeah, I mean, both wouldn't be a bad thing. Who's going to teach the teachers internet etiquette? I really want to know. I mean, obviously somebody's looking at some poor little, hopefully older than 13-year-old's Facebook pictures. Gonna make my own browser. Look later. Browser cookies, I mean. Okay. Like, what? Make my own brownies? Brownies are good. Demonetized for offensive content. That's right. That's right. Your teacher forgot she was the only person, not a teacher on the internet. What we need is social media like Reddit, where you are nobody and focus on what you say. Hello, James Miller. How are you doing? No fortune. Can you recommend a good Bible software program on Linux? I have Bible Time installed on this computer, and I have Xiphos Bible Guide installed on this computer. I don't use either of them a lot. I'm kind of geeky and old-fashioned. Despite being constantly surrounded by computers, I actually use paper Bibles and paper concordances for a lot of what I do. But check out those two. Just type in Bible in any software repository. You should find them. Bible Time and I think it's Xiphos, Xiphos Bible Guide. You can download a lot of open source books for reference, study guides, materials, and things like that. Yes, thank you, Neville. That is it. Schools are kind of not good with figuring out what the internet is. Sad. Yes, Xiphos.org is good Bible software. Yep, that's what I have installed. Hello, is Ishmael Iraq, I guess? Greetings. All right. Oh, boy. We've got more. 20 plus students are suspended for liking an Instagram post. Not sure if this is the same Instagram post or a different one here. Apparently this one here was, once again, let's see. Situation this morning. Thank you for your patience during this morning. Carpool became aware of a threat made against the school this morning. We take all threats seriously and immediately engage law enforcement. The students involved have been detained and the situation has been mitigated. As always, students and staff safety is our number one priority. Apparently, yet more people punished for liking something. We really need to figure out what is the difference between a threat and, a picture on Facebook. Like, I mean, I'll tell you, if this is the case, transplant myself. If I know how I was as a teenager. If I, as a teenager, was mystically, magically transported by glowing unicorns and space aliens to be right here in time as a teenager, I'd be expelled. I mean, I wore a jean jacket. It had a Metallica patch over here. I actually had a scorpion dangling here, and I had like anarchy symbols all over the place. And you know, we weren't good people. In fact, at one point in time, I can recall playing tic-tac-toe in my arm with a razor blade. Blah! I'm gonna kill myself. No, it's just crying out for attention. It's all good. It's all good. I survived. I don't have any such intentions anymore. Just no, don't call the police on me. I'm fine. I'm just fine. I've learned to love life through Jesus. It's all good. The point is, if I were living now as a teenager then, I'd be suspended. I mean, they'd be like, we don't know what to do with this kid. He just keeps on liking pictures of the devil or something. And it's like, he liked an anarchy symbol. And he liked, I would have been the idiot who liked the most tragic event that happened this week. I'm not even going to speak the words of it. Yeah, Philip DeFranco's video, I think yesterday, despite being a huge trending video, was demonetized because they mentioned something that happened in another country that was very, very tragic. I'm not going to say the word. I don't want to be completely demonetized here. Although I probably already am. I have this mystical, magical bag here that I haven't unzipped. We don't know what could be in here. I mean, this could be anything. I mean, really. So, I mean, but, the point is, be careful what you do on Facebook and social media in general. I mean, these people, like 20 people, this is a prep school too, so, oh boy. Aw, Kitty agrees. Hey, Kitty, should I open the mystical, magical bag? No? No, he doesn't want the video to be demonetized because he knows that the monetization for the video buys temptations, and he likes temptations. So, first glance, looks like a couple kids posting a picture on Instagram, but when you read the caption, there's a big red flag. The caption reads, Bradford gonna have a school shooter one day, followed by 2 laughing emojis. Yeah, definitely take down the guy who writes the post. I'm not going to argue that at all. Okay, if you're stupid enough to put that on your Facebook account, you need to be expelled and sent to a mental hospital or something. Get off your Facebook addiction. But for liking the post, I mean, again, what if you're just scrolling up on your phone, you accidentally hit the like button? Oh, suspended for accidentally going on Facebook. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. So 20 plus students could have learned a lesson today, not necessarily been sent out of school for 3 days. Yeah, so about 20 plus students get suspended for that. Oh boy. And here's another one. California School District. I saw this one. This was, I think, 2 weeks ago, maybe. Oh, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. I saw this one when it first came out. I didn't comment on it. It did not make my final cut for my news. But here we had a case where we have a kid basically, I forget now what he did. Okay. To me, it's no different than having a private drawing book and making some offensive drawings at home and sharing them with a couple of friends. An attorney for 4 students who liked the comment, an offensive Instagram account. Does the school have the right to ruin my life over something I was doing at my house? And that raises that other question. What happens when we're doing this stuff at home? Like, I come home at night, my school's done, I'm decompressing, my homework is done, I'm sitting here at my computer, I go onto Facebook, now you want to suspend me for things I'm doing at home. These kids have parents. Now, maybe we can argue that the parents may not be doing enough to discipline or teach their kids. I mean, that's a different issue, but to suspend a kid for something he does on Facebook on his own time, again, if you write a threatening post, you need pulled out of there. I understand that. But the same problem you have with, the same problem you have with having a situation as far as submissible evidence, right? And my IP address linked to some bad internet site is not sufficient enough for any type of conviction. They have to prove it was me doing that. Have they proved without a shadow of a doubt that these kids actually liked the button? Did they share the post? Did they accidentally hit the like button on the way up? I mean, there are a lot of other ways that you could do this, but to suspend or otherwise discipline somebody for liking something on Facebook, whether you agree with it or not, whether it's in bad taste or not, hey, maybe we can just turn this around on Facebook and say, hey, Facebook, why did you allow such a post to go online to begin with? You know, I mean, I guess that's what some of the people over in Europe are trying to do. But it begs this question. So, the ultimate purpose of this is to be careful on social media. All right, let's go ahead and jump over here, see where we're at on their comments. Well, you're also right. Most teachers in school grow up in a time when the internet isn't so popular and publicly accessible, so they don't know how to teach it to their students. Yeah, maybe just a bunch of ignorant adults. A lot of times that's it, It's the same thing that a lot of teachers, or adults in general, be like, oh, well, this movie's just, this movie's fine for us adults, just not fine for the kids. Well, where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line? How many schools monitor students? That's too ridiculous. I don't know. That's funny. Let's ban the internet. Yeah, ban the internet, man. Not a fun game. Don't jinx our communication ministry program. Oh boy, wouldn't be surprised if my school does this. Yep. Wanted to ban all social media. Who wanted to ban all social media? I'm a big advocate of maybe we need to be over 18, maybe even over 21 to have social media. I don't know. I'm not even sure that 21 necessarily qualifies as functioning brain cells, but well, I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Not social media for the whole internet. Hello, Daniel. It is going well today. Thank you. How are you? I'm kind of like North Korea. Meow. 3 kitties. 13. FN13 has 3 kitties. The cat just looked at me. He's like, what? Go for a walk, meet some friends and relatives. That's right. 6:50 a.m. here. Gotta go. We'll see you later, Wymos. If those temptations are taken away from the kitty, you will be showing up next with a few scratches on your face. That's right. Facebook had many CIA connections within its first investors. Would be surprised. Peter Thiel freaks me out, I'll tell you that. All the schools are. I go to high school and a person made an Allah Akbar video. Yeah, he's dumb. There were other kids just standing in the video and they got suspended for 4 days. Wow. I used to love getting suspended from school. Any day not spent at school was a good day. Maybe there's ulterior motives here. Currently go to school and I make sure all my social media is either completely locked down or completely non-existent. Yeah, it's pretty scary when you have to put up your social media on assumed names. Prime Minister UK wants to criminalize Linux. Tory manifesto says the future of computers must be secure. They must have proprietary software. Well, there's a few things I can say about that. Well, first, I think that Linux is certainly more secure than many other things. And you want proprietary software. Why? I think history proves that not as many people know about the bugs as much, but that's because they're all exploited first. That's scary. But still, why do they track kids? Yeah, that's scary. It's still freaking to me. Hello, Anna Rita. How are you? It's a good question. Ryan, they track kids at school. They track kids to better control the adults. Social media can take a hike for all I care. Yep. Combination of FOSS and closed source security solutions is the most practical. Free and open software. Well, the PM of UK is pretty screwed up. We already knew this. That's all good. Okay, it seems we may be a couple steps from thought police. That's right. That's right. You better watch what are those? What were the precogs? The precogs are coming for you. The precogs have already seen your thoughts. The precogs have already seen your thoughts. Beware. Be wary there, Lance. Criminalizing Linux, really? Yeah. Maybe it's the only way they can get people to stop using Tails. They're like, we can't crack Tor yet. 43 years old, not going to school anymore. Be a reason to leave the country. Which is the best XFCE distro? I'm not a huge fan of XFCE in general, but I use Peppermint on my one computer, and I use Tails on the other because Tails is, or not Tails, Cubes, because Cubes is only available as XFCE. But I think the three best that most people would agree at least fall in the top three would be Peppermint OS, MX16, and Linux Lite. Those are the three you might look at. And Theresa May has some heavy stuff in the Tory manifesto. It is obsessed with proprietary software and not in a good way. Yeah. Microsoft much? That scares me to no end. As if Microsoft is necessarily the paragon of integrity. Let's see what sudo reboot would say on a live stream. Linux is open source, but if Linux got banned, then what about the open source? That's a good question. That'd be a great discussion point for sudo reboot. Maybe we should chat with him about it tomorrow. Politicians that say that really have no concept of the real world and what drives what they do. What a shock. That's true. How are you going to banish an operating system? I mean, what's the purpose? Because it's harder to get a backdoor into it? I don't know. Apple's now putting social media in their music app. Yep. Well, even though I use an iPhone because I like the iPhone better than the Android phone, I think it's more lockable down with security. I don't use any of their internal, their built-in apps at all. I think other than the calculator. But other than that, I don't use their built-in apps as much as possible. Xubuntu. Yes, Xubuntu is not a bad one either. So Linux Mint XFCE rocks. Sweet. All this pathetic laws are the last attempt to keep control. I'm not even going to vote tomorrow. Oh, boy. You know what they say. No vote, no complaint. Yeah, right. Go for anything free software if I have a choice, since I can modify it for my needs and I can review the code. That is the reason to go with free software. All right. So as part of this fun social media thing, I decided I would look at some interesting questions here. Like, first question is let's look first at the pros of social media, and I focus primarily on Facebook here. We looked at all pretty much Facebook code. So the first pro is I have a Facebook account that is still in theory alive, because I have people that I do want to keep contact with who are legitimate, deep relationship friends that they don't have predictable emails, phone numbers, or addresses, and Facebook just happens to be the best way to send a quick message. Hey, how's it going? You around? What phone number are you at so I can call you? That's usually if you were to track down and steal all my messages to those people, that's what you'd find. What's your phone number these days? Okay, great. I'm going to call you. All right. All right. Number two, if you do happen to need to find some person or connection or group, you can usually find them on social media pretty easily. Businesses for sure. If you're a business and you don't have a Facebook account, it's a little unusual, although I'd probably say just fine. I, in theory, have a Facebook account on my business, but I haven't touched a thing in years. Nor do I really care to. I just don't have time for it. 3, you can post your own ideas to a larger platform and have a greater chance of them being seen. So if you start your own cool blog, well, it's a cooler thing to have on your own blog. You really have to fight 700 bajillion other websites to actually get it visible. But by using a pre-existing system like Facebook or even like YouTube or things like that, you can actually post your ideas to a larger audience with a greater chance of them being seen. And then number 4, small businesses, services, etc. can have a web presence without the time or the cost overhead. So those are all good reasons for keeping a Facebook account open and applicable to other social media. Now, as far as the cons, I identified 4 cons. Number 1 is, this is a good one here because I see a lot of people like, you like your favorite stars, movie stars, musicians, your businesses, things like that. I got news for you. Shocking news to shake your reality. These famous people don't actually go on social media. They don't have the time. They don't have the interest. There may be 1 or 2 exceptions out there, but for the most part, famous people do not spend any time on social media. They don't spend any time posting on social media. What you are actually following is a marketing or PR firm posting in the name of your favorite artist, and you are seeing and following all of the posts and all of the marketing schemes that they want you to be part of. And that's a danger. That it produces, it's part of that false reality that social media will produce. I got a lot of comments coming on again. I think I need to mark my position here so I can find it. There we go. I don't know why I always land on Ryan's comments to mark. Ever notice that? If you go back and look at the comments that I mark with my highlighter, it always seems to be Ryan's comments. I don't know why. Guess Ryan's just special that way. I don't know. But anyway, when you are following a famous person, you are following the intentions of their marketing firm. And when you are intentionally following a marketing firm, you're taking your life into your own hands, at least your financial life. There's obviously some exceptions to that. I talked about a couple weeks ago on my Tinfoil Hat Time, Chance the Rapper. He does all his stuff, like all his music is free. Free downloads. You can stream it for, I'm not sure about free downloads, but for sure you stream it for free. You listen to it for free. He makes his money on merchandise revenues and concerts and things like that. That's a cool way to go. And I'm not sure which famous people out there actually are posting their social media or which ones are outsourcing. But for the most part, as a good generalized assumption, it is not the famous people who is actually doing any posting. It is a very, very well thought out and very, very well informed marketing firm. And they have an objective, and that is to keep you as engaged as possible. And by keeping you as engaged as possible, they are literally putting the matrix pump, I guess it's right in the back of your neck, and sucking all of that life out of you. And then eventually you're just going to fall over dead after they have sucked everything out of you that they can possibly extract. You are a unit of production to marketing teams. On that somber note, we'll move to number 2. Number 2 con. What you post online, we already talked about this, but what you post online is written in permanent ink and cannot be erased, hidden, and it is indexable. It is wise not to do much on social media. There is a proverb that comes to mind that even a fool looks wise if he shuts his mouth. Number 3. Social media can be a huge time waster, and many of the people who advocate or have gotten themselves off of social media cite addiction to the platform as being their primary reason to leave social media. And number 4 is that the algorithms involved in social media, the more you engage in social media, the more it becomes an echo chamber for your own viewpoint, and it discourages any involvement in diversity. And diversity is really where we want to be. We want to have a lot of different cultures. We want to have a lot of different races. We want to have a lot of different religions. We want to have them respectfully at the table with one another so we can talk and dialogue and pull great things out from them. Like, I think of where I am right now in State College, and there are so many so many different cultural restaurants that I could go downtown and get any type of cultural food I want. That's a great thing because it exposes you to a lot of different things that, otherwise if you think back to restaurants and food and eating out in the 80s, I mean, we had hamburgers, french fries, and pizza here in America, and that was about it. Okay. Maybe some steak and broccoli and potatoes and, bacon and eggs and omelets. But outside of that, we didn't have a lot of diversity. And what social media does is it narrows our viewpoints down to the point where we're only seeing the things that already relate to the viewpoint we have. That's one of the reasons I like watching TED Talks, is because it frequently gives me a chance to listen to somebody who is approaching some problem and situation from life from a different perspective as I have. And by taking all these different perspectives, I can gain a lot more insight that I wouldn't have if I'm only listening to people of my own viewpoint. And whether it's cultures or countries or races or religions, we want to understand where people are coming from. That does not necessarily mean I have to assimilate everything you do into my life. If you want to have a conversation about religion, I promise you I'm not changing my faith and I'm not adding to what my Bible says. But I will very gladly have a dialogue and a debate with you about anything you want, and we will likely walk apart our separate ways. And that's fine with me. As long as it's done in a kind and loving and respectful way, that's what we need to do. But it doesn't do any good for us producing for ourselves our own echochamber. And that's kind of it. All right. So I like Ubuntu Mate, XFCEs, Linux Mint's default settings and package for PHP development. Okay. No better, just different. XFCE is the only desktop. I like Ubuntu Mate also. Did it again. It did it again. I'm using dollars instead of plastic cards. Better for not spending willy-nilly. Absolutely. But nowadays, I use Code Anywhere more. All right. Theresa May is imposing these laws because proprietary software is more spying friendly. It's pathetic, but it's the intention of the law that is creeping in. Yeah. There's no creep about the spying laws in UK. It's blatant. Oh boy, seeing your money go in front of your eyes makes you realize that it's hard to let go of. Yes, absolutely. It's the reason I use money. Secondary is the debt you get from credit cards. Cash to spend. All right. You have gold. No way you can share like 5% of it with me. Comment a lot. I think that's the reason you accidentally highlight my comments. That's very possible. Ryan is the chosen one. Yes. Shall we assign him a number? I have no gold because I don't need or want gold. Yep. I got news for you. If a civilization collapses, gold is not the economy. Like, there's a lot of these people that are like there's a channel, they have a lot of really fascinating kind of borderline conspiracy theory stuff, and I think it's Truth Never Told or Truth Not Told or something, but they have like, I don't know, 50 some series point on a lot of really cool things, and they say a lot of cool things, but their entire thing is like, so you need to buy gold, I'm like, oh, all this good stuff on your channel and you want to tell me about buying gold? I got news for you. Okay, we have some very real circumstances, like civilizations have collapsed in the Middle East. Okay, in our own country, like in the United States, where I'm in the US, we've had Katrina. We've had the stuff that happened down along the shore. Which hurricane was that one? I forget which hurricane. Sandy, I think it was. So we had Sandy. We had Katrina's, hurricanes. We've had a lot of major things show up. I got news for you. Would you like to know what is valuable when an economy collapses? It is not gold. It is water, food, gasoline, and bullets. Those are your 4 things that help you when the economy collapses. Because if this economy right here were to collapse, I would bucket up a lot of my water. I would put about 5,000 bullets in a backpack, and I'd take my guns and I'd go into the mountains. Because up there in the mountains with 5,000 bullets, I can shoot a lot of deer out. I can eat. I can keep my water going. I know how to build a purifier out there in nature. I will be good for a long time. Gold does not help you if the economy collapses. It doesn't. You want help when the economy collapses? Food, water, gas, bullets. That's it. I use RSS news feeds by using an app, the name of Lifera. That's cool. I like that idea. I'll have to look into that. UK has the same problems US has, even where you know the potential attackers are known wolves. It's still prejudiced and bigoted to fully investigate and prosecute. Yeah. That's the problem. We can't investigate them. That's racist. Until they kill somebody. Then we don't know why they were being looked at. Gold is a hedge, a way to save purchase power, not become rich. No, it does not save purchase power. Ryan, do you not have gold nor want it, but if you can find it, call me. Okay, probably will, or I might throw it in the trash. I wouldn't throw it in the trash, I'd sell it. Sell it to these gold buyers. Sell it to the guys that think gold is the whole collection. Great, you have your pile of gold when the economy collapses. I was going to say something, but I'd probably get banned from YouTube. Insurance. You can call me if you want to throw it in the trash. Yeah. Fahrenheit 451 and 1984 equals the world. Hey, I referenced Fahrenheit 451 today in a comment. That's fun. That's funny. You've seen Purisan laptops. I have not. 41 watching. Break the old record. Hey, I've had a 44 peak concurrent. That might actually be my record. Right now it says 136 playbacks. I have to wait until after the video to see if I've actually broken records. But I think that's my peak concurrent playback record. We only need to get about 750 more and I'll be on the par with Louis Rossman's live streams. We'll get there, folks. We'll get there. We'll get Louis Rossman style live streams. I know it. We're going to get there. Tell your friends. If everybody, you see, let me tell you what I've been reading about a lot. If every one of you invites 10 friends, we could very easily pentuple this to this live stream. I mean, come on. Maybe we'll just do a live stream marathon. I'm going to keep going until I have 800 people on this. We aren't going to sleep anymore. We're not going to work anymore. We're not going to do nothing anymore. I may not even stop and feed the poor kitty. But I'm telling you what. We are not stopping until, woohoo, 54, 50, 45, 45, 45. Can we see 50? Can we see 50? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Yeah, U.S., good book. You know, I have not read Fahrenheit 451 since 8th grade. I'll have to go read that again. Although I'm not completely done with 1984. I set it down. I was reading Ozzy Osbourne's life story, and so I finished that first, and now I got like 4 books going right now. I have a confession to make. I have not even started the chapter yet for the outdoor philosophy this week. I may or may not actually cover one. I've been reading this horrible Christian book this week, and I kind of want to finish it, just be done with it. So, I don't know. I might skip outdoor philosophy. It's not exactly my biggest series anyway. Or what if the Mockingjay, the Hunger Games. Yeah, Mockingjay. And yeah, the Hunger Games series is good. Tom, I want the gold as a weapon. See, if I want anything as a weapon, it's silver. Because if zombies are coming, werewolves are coming. If werewolves are coming, I want silver. Period. You know? Elitists are losing control of humanity. There will soon be a new financial placement say, I'm waiting for UFO disclosure. Like I said, I need to have 1 million likes and we'll have the UFO disclosure. Pack up as well, Tim, but there are no hills around my area. Oh, yeah. I guess that's the advantage where I am down here in central PA. We got mountains. We have mountains and we have cows. Maybe I could come down off the mountain every once in a while and snag a cow. Be like Robin Hood. The economy truly collapses. Best thing Best things to trade with might be antibiotics, booze, and cigarettes. Yeah, that might be true as well. Antibiotics, booze, and cigarettes would be good to have as well. And for me, particularly, cigarettes would be an awesome currency because I don't smoke. Can't even have pea shooters in the UK. Yeah, that's scary. Do not forget common sense too. Yeah, make sure to have a seed bank. Yeah, seed banks are good. So seed bank is where you have a bunch of seeds. I think, do I still have a seed bank somewhere? I think I do. I'm pretty sure I still do have seeds. Oh, Skynet uses Gen 2? I thought Skynet uses Windows 10S. S is for Skynet. Plot twist! A few months ago, generally people don't have provable proofs. Wandering souls. In Zimbabwe, where the economy has crashed, they are turning to gold. Interesting. That would be the first culture since Rome, I believe, that is turning to gold. Now, here's a question, though. They are turning to gold. How long ago did it crash, and what was going on right during the crash? That's that fundamental hinge pin. The problem with gold is it really doesn't have any real use anymore other than making jewelry and being collected by people who are running around saying, everybody collect gold. And usually, though, those guys are the guys selling the gold. By the way, just an FYI, dig deeper into this stuff. Everybody buy gold. They're stirring up controversies, establishing discontent in the craziness in the world, and then at the same time selling you the very gold that if they had the integrity that they were having, they would be hoarding it all themselves. They'd be like, go get gold, but you can't have any mine. Because if I truly believed that gold was going to save me in the end of the culture, that's what I'd be doing. I'd be hoarding as much as I could, and I wouldn't let anyone have any more. People will come after all that gold if the economy crashes. Yeah, we can use our innate, among other things. Time for the gold will come. Most people don't have a common sense or respect. See, and that's why I know I should be fairly safe. 46 now. Yeah, I'm at 42 now. I've had a peak of 46. Sweet. Ooh, average view duration 16 minutes. That's pretty high. That's cool. Okay, the idea of gold being a source of value is so far out of public awareness on a large scale that anyone offering gold for anything would be looked at like, huh? No, feed the kitty. Feed the kitty. Okay. Research Purism laptop, very secure, everything open source, even the hardware doesn't have tracking potentials. Apparently crowdfunded. Cool, I'll have to look into that. True that, but what we do ask her, okay, my bet is to live in the woods with Bigfoot and have Tom as my neighbor. Woohoo! Let's do it. I'll make my way up north. Finally ordered the necessary stuff to install Core Boot on my X220. Does anybody know if it will take CompuTrace off? I have no idea personally. See you later, Ryan. Okay, I don't know how much you hate social media, but I occasionally share your videos to Twitter and Facebook. That's fine. You know, I have a Twitter account, or I have a Facebook account. I don't really use it. Like I said, I keep it to do that. I block it on most of my computers, but... You know, it's one of those things where I think every person has to come up with their own opinion about social media and stick with it, as long as you have the integrity. Should I please, if there is no UFO disclosure before the end of the year, come and tell me I was wrong. Ego will always struggle with reason. What's your favorite red Bradbury tomb? Tome, I guess I should say. My friend teases me about it all the time. Ray Bradbury. I have no idea. Why not a steel sword covered in silver? Silver is not as strong by itself. Yes, that would be good. Let's see. Or what I would probably do is just silver plate some bullets, because, you know, I do have a background in chemistry, and electrochemistry is particularly fascinating to me. I do know how to silver plate stuff with common household ingredients, so why not? Skynet uses Gen 2. Nice, yeah. Make a fight between Systemd versus OpenRC. Uh-oh. Winner takes all. Win 95. I'll be back. Never mind. Stuff just happened. Sorry. What? I have a phone for Facebook. Cheap $20 phone. Hey, Fidel. How are you? Can I ask you a question about Linux or no, since this is about social media? Yeah, ask away. This is a great time since I cannot seem to reply to your comments in messages or anything else, and I get to checking my email maybe about once a quarter, it seems. But yeah, go ahead, shoot comments away. All right. How many sightings this year? All of them in weather balloons, Facebook drones, Google icons. I don't care for social media. All right. So I have a fun treat for wrap up. My friends and I came up with 6 fascinating reasons to keep Facebook alive. Came up with 6. So I hope you enjoy these while we get some final comments in and Anna get that question in here. All right. Number 1. You can stalk people without getting charged for stalking. Apparently including little boys. Number 2. You can share your breakfast with your friends in other countries. This tea, by the way. Oh, for all you guys in the UK, this is actually Yorkshire tea I'm drinking today. Number 3. Late night comedy, as you realize how messed up your pretend social circle actually is. Oh boy. Number 4. You can find out that the guy you are IMing is really of the feline species. Meow. Number 5, you can learn all about the greatest video games on the internet, usually through requests. And number 6, you will never miss a function again because of the constant notification for your neighbor's Pinochle Club. Those are my top 6 reasons to keep social media around. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, Fatal. Sorry about your aunt. Have to go. Bye, Tom. Thanks for the channel. Bye to all the commentators. All right, we will see you later, Zoom. Tell Portugal to say greetings, or however you say it in your language. I see them often when there is no cloud. Yeah, there's actually a if anyone's ever traveling out west and you go through the Great Salt Lakes, there's actually probably the equivalent of like a stingray and a cell interference tower. On clear days, you'll actually see it. It floats as a giant blimp. It actually looks like a UFO up there. In fact, we took a picture of it when I was going out there, and we took a picture of it, and then we photoshopped that onto, this is the most hilarious story ever, but in Green River, Wyoming, there is, on top of a mountain, a little landing strip that is an official FAA landing strip. And it is called, I kid you not, the Greater Green River Area Intergalactic Spaceport. Okay. Let me find it real quick. This is like the funniest thing ever. So we went up and we took a picture of this thing. Now the only thing that is up there is a windsock is the only human-made thing. So here you go. This is the official FAA link for you pilots out there. As I'm talking about this. So this is the Greater Green River Intergalactic Spaceport. FAA identifier 48U. We have their latitude or longitude. It's at 7,000 feet above sea level. It is open to the public. Salt Lake Center, Casper Flight Service. It is unattended. Wind indicator. Yes, there is a windsock. That is your wind indicator. Segmented circle, no. In fact, one person commented on it. Oh, there's even a picture of it. You can have a gander there. There's even a picture of it, or a commentary in some publish, and someone says the only way I would land there is if my plane were crashing and it were that or the mountain. But I kid you not, this is the Greater Green River Area Intergalactic Spaceport. And the story behind it is it was a basic airport. But back in 96, a meteor hit Jupiter. And it caused this big thing. If you go back and look at the articles at the time, there was this massive thing in... there was this massive debate about what would happen if a similar comet or meteor or whatever hit Earth. It'd cause an ELE, extinction level event. And so people were talking about this, and at that point in time, apparently the Green River City Council had nothing better to do, so they issued an invitation to anybody fleeing from Jupiter to come and land. And it passed in a 3-2 margin, and I kid you not, the only two dissenters to voting to allow Green River to accept anybody fleeing Jupiter because of this extinction level event was... Number one, we already have an illegal alien problem. And if you've ever been in Green River, Wyoming, you know that's the truth. Number two, we have no idea how to assimilate them into our culture. Those are the only two dissenters. And in response to all of that, back around that time, around 96 or so, they changed the little landing strip on the top of the mountain to be the Greater Green River Area Intergalactic Spaceport. And they used to have a sign for it, but the thing would get stolen within 24 hours of somebody posting a new one. So they stopped posting a sign for it. Fascinating story, but yeah. So I'm not sure how I got off on the intergalactic spaceport, but that's that. Okay. Oh boy. Yeah, I think it was we took our picture there and then photoshopped in the military space blimp that's outside the Great Salt Flats in Utah. That's how I got there. Space aliens. It's all Roger's fault. All right. Is it safe to add a swap partition in an SSD drive? I would probably not do that because an SSD drive, it does have this limited life on the read-write partition, especially since newer Ubuntu codebase no longer requires a swap partition. They use a swap file instead, which I don't know, might work the same way, but I don't know. I'd be leery of doing so, but I don't know. Facebook is rubbish. Amen. Do you ever solve the enigma of the Sphinx, i.e. KDE icons? Oh, yes. NI pointed me to something, and now I can come over if I can find my mouse. I got yeah. If I can find my mouse. Squeak, squeak. Yeah, if you go into your desktop, hit Configure Desktop, and then go down to Icons and uncheck Lock in Place. And although when you add a new icon to your desktop, it will automatically sort that icon in order. It might even sort other icons in order. You can now move things around and put them where you want. So that made me happy. Thanks, NI, for that. So yes, that is how to fix it. Did anyone see today's English Bob's video? I did not. Tried Manjaro because I can't even start the live image with NVIDIA graphics card. You know, there was one distro I could not get booted. I don't know if it was Manjaro or not. And I don't know. I have an AMD graphics card in the computer I use to test stuff, so I don't know if that's the case or not. Yorkshire tea. I drink PG. Yep. Yeah, PG's pretty good too. Yorkshire and PG are the two ones that I really like. Was there another one? Taifu. I like Taifu as well. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Yorkshire tea. Thank you. The Shires. The Shires makes me want to go watch The Hobbit. Scottish blend or PC? Facebook in Spanish is calabros. Does not sound good. Calibro. Yeah. Which is better in Linux Mint 18.2 or compared to 18.1? I don't know. It might depend on what you're doing. I think the 18.2 is, you have a more modern kernel. Some of the UI stuff is a little bit better. I didn't see any negative. Well, let's see. Do I see any negative to 18.2? No, I didn't really see any negative to 18.2. I don't think. But as far as for me, I don't see any negative to 18.1 either. There's nothing on here that's bothering me, so I will not be doing an upgrade on this computer at least to 18.2 because everything works here the way I like it. The small little UI things, although they're great, awesome. I'm glad they did them. They're not big enough for me to care about them as little as this computer is only used for live streams, video recording, and stuff, basically stuff like that. So, all right, control UFO things and the Great System D introduced by Red Hat. Site says my connection is not safe. Yeah, it does look like I have. That's funny because that's like, oh, you know what it is. It's that this site does, though they have an SSL, not everything is there, right? Like, not all the assets are loading correctly. I can give you a Wikipedia link instead. There's a Wikipedia link. That one's green. Site says my connection is not safe. Okay. How do superconductors work? Superconductors, they work. You have to have a sub-zero temperature. And let's see. Oh, you're going to test my instantaneous knowledge on physics. Trying to remember now. If I remember correctly, I think the superconductor is, you basically take the metallic array, because the way magnetism itself works is by aligning and sharing of the electrons. So inside the metal, you have a solid alignment of the metals. The superconductor is done at a sub-zero temperature, usually something even cooler than liquid nitrogen, which, if I remember correctly, is like I almost said minus 270, but no, that's 0 K. Minus one, I think liquid nitrogen is like minus 170 K, 120 or 170 K, something like that. Or 120 C, degrees C, which would make it around 100 K or something. And then with that, it prevents the molecules from having even any molecular motion. And so you can force a much faster flow of electricity through everything, because everything is all lined up and frozen in place. If I'm remembering correctly, I think that's how the superconductors are working. Or I might be thinking of something completely else. I don't know. My brain has not been on science this evening. Okay, Area 51 might have moved to Wyoming due to the state having very remote areas with low population. Yeah. Although where Area 51 is still more remote than most places in Wyoming, which is a very scary statement. Conservatives win the UK election. They want to ban people using Linux or accessing GitHub. That's, somebody else had mentioned that. I'm going to dig into that a little bit deeper. Should call Orkin. Let's see. An American drinking tea. Love it. Yep. I'm sorry to say, though, that I don't have milk in here. Just actually didn't have room in my cup. Wife is loving your book. She just told me to tell you thank you. Hey, no problem. Yeah, there's a couple little typos in there you'll find in one of my Bible verses. There's a reference to Mark. It's one chapter off. I apologize for that. Challenges for self-publishing and self-writing books. We'll see you later, Lance. 18.2 is still beta. Wait for the release if you have issues. Yeah, I didn't see. The only issue that I saw on 18.2 is Cinnamon crashed on me once. But yeah, I didn't see any problems. Minus 195.8 C. Really? That cold? Huh. That sounds about right. That does sound about right. We froze a cockroach once with liquid nitrogen and shattered it all over. It was awesome. We're from St. Louis. No, I'm from State College, Pennsylvania. Too many mice. Yes. Squeak, squeak, too many mice. Actually, I didn't show you this one. Mouse. Got one over here, too. Yeah, I better call Orkin. Now I get it. Ha! I get it. I get it. I get it. It was a little late coming. All right, I think we are about to wrap up. First thing, though, I wanted to show you guys is I've been working on the home cooking hacks recipes. And what I would like to do is, well, what I'd like to do is hide those folders. There we go. I'm going to show you the two models that I have for the recipes. Okay. Let's see if I can move this without breaking my camera feed. Breaking my camera feed would not be cool. All right. All right. Okay, so over on this computer here, if I can make it happen without hitting keys. Nope, that's too far back. There we go. We'll rest it right here for now. All right, so here is the straighten you out. There we go. So here is kind of how I'm having the old style. So the unfortunate thing is this part here was kind of selectable. This part in here, though, ended up being an image, so I couldn't select it. And I want to release my recipes under a Creative Commons license. And so I thought I wanted to make sure that you could actually grab and highlight these if you want to copy and paste it somewhere else. So this, though, is what I came up with. But I've been playing with a new Linux package, and that is it Calibris, I think? So I'll actually be doing a video on this maybe this week, maybe next week. It is Scriptbus. I'll figure out the exact pronunciation of it later. This thing is absolutely awesome. You can create a lot of different PDFs and things. And so I came up with a very fast way of doing this design for recipes. So now you can select and copy all of the text on the PDFs. So any issues with this type of format? So I kind of gave myself a nice text shadowing over this. I dual colored the colors over here so they look a little greenish, but it's actually the blue and the yellow. So you can actually grab the link from up here. Maybe I might see how I can actually put a real link in this too. That'd be kind of fun. So here, is there any issues? I think the other thing I want to do is bold these guys here. They're not being capitalized. I might want to bold those. That's one of the things I like about this style is some of the things are bolded. So let me know what you think. Is that looking like a good recipe format? And I have the old format on my existing website on those, which is at homecookinghacks.com, I believe. Let me verify that. So here's the website. You can see there's two posts there you can get. You can actually view the posts. Let me go over to this. There we are. So here is the website. I'm just using just a generic theme that I found online. I'm just did some customizations to the colors and styles and things. So you can click on one of these guys. You can watch the video, or you can download the recipe for the item right here. This is still the older style. I need to make this the newer style. And I need to put that link as a So this is where you can find information on home cooking hacks. I still need to link the YouTube channel and a few other things, but that's kind of where you can get that. All right. Meissner effect, maybe. Why am I crazy? I don't usually get them all mixed up. I know which mouse is which. You're rooting for an NHL team? I don't know. Do you believe there are ETs? In general, I say no. I find some theological issues with that. If there is another life form, there has to be another form of savior for it. But who knows that God doesn't have another form of savior, and maybe he's doing multiple ones all over the world, and who knows if that's the case, maybe he will blow them up before they make contact with one another. I don't know. I'm kind of leaving it at that. Do I believe there are ETs? I don't know. I know I like the movie E.T. Does that count? Diet for my new bikini. What? Is that site free? Which site? My cooking channel. Yes, my cooking channel. It is. I'm doing a soft rollout, meaning that I'm slowly putting stuff up. It's publicly viewable. It's not complete. When it's complete, I will publicly release everything. So I think, let's see, how many videos do I have footage recorded for? I have footage recorded for bread, chili, ice cream, pineapple, pudding pops, smoothies, yogurt, actually vanilla pudding and chocolate pudding. So I have footage recorded for those. What I'm working on right now is putting those together, finalizing the site. Like I need to put up some pages, some about pages, support type pages, things like that. And then once I have all that out, then this channel here will kind of be in full swing. I'm planning on probably only posting on this one 2 or 3 times a week. Maybe like one recipe, one commentary, and who knows, maybe a food news or something. But it is all free. It's just right now, bookmark it. You kind of gotta know where it is. I think I have it. I might have it linked on my Patreon page. I'm not sure. What's in the Linux box for? Like the Linux Mint, the new Linux Mint, nothing really different. In Russia recently, the atmosphere emits a terrible buzzing noise, very audible. What is it? Sunspots. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not in Russia. I haven't a clue. People like to see the recipes on their phone or tablet. Yeah, actually, right now, let's see what they look like. I mean, it's a basic PDF, which actually means that you could, in theory, the way I have it set up, if I'm remembering correctly, you should be able to download the PDF and actually drop it into your ebook reader. So if I go into the site, let me click on that, and I'll be updating the posts with the newer recipe formula. Okay, so here I have the PDF that looks like this. If my camera focuses, let me move to a bigger camera. So currently it looks like this, and then that's a PDF. So if you click on the open in up here, I can hit the open in, and now on Firefox, I cannot load something to my preferred ebook reader on Firefox. I should be able to on Safari. So let me just double check that. Okay, open in more. So actually, it looks like I can send it to Kindle and I can send it to iBooks. So it looks like I cannot send it to my eBooks app. I'll go ahead and send it to my Kindle because my Kindle still works. So then, okay, so then if I open up my Kindle, it looks just like this. So now I should be able to access that in my Kindle as well. Let me go back to library. So yeah, that's funny. If I go back into my Kindle library, which I really don't have anything in there anymore, go back to my Kindle library, I can click on the recipe and I have it right there. So you can do that. Of course, I'm not a huge fan of the Kindle anymore, but that is an option. Really? I thought I had more books. I really thought I had more books on that anyway. Actually, maybe I deleted them all. All right. Try the smoothie for my daycare kids. It is fabulous. You will like it. Reception and ESP. Whole book of Ezekiel is a UFO report. Not really. I consider it more of a cherubim report. Can I share that site with people? I mean, you can just let them know that it's not completely live and ready to go. Just let them know it's a work in progress, but there's a couple things there. Give me about another month or so, and I should have it in full swing. But I don't mind if people know about it. I mean, like I said, I think I put it up to the patrons and on Patreon already. The videos are there. They're all still private, but feel free to share them if you want. I just didn't want to make them all fully accessible in public because I can't guarantee right now how long it's going to take me to get in each individual video up, and I don't want the channel to lag too much, and so I'm putting everything up there. But if you're on the Patreon page or you keep checking back on this page, you'll see most of those when they come up. Can I hand pull noodles? Come back when you can do that. I don't hand pull noodles, but I do make my own egg noodles for my chicken noodle soup recipe. Maybe I'll do that one sometime soon. That sounds fun. Are you going to wear a tinfoil chef's hat? Ooh, I didn't think of that. Now you're giving me ideas. Humanity descends from beings higher in higher dimensions, aka ET. Seriously, look out for disclosure anyhow. How's the weather where you are? It is actually cold and rainy today. What country are you dwelling in? Shelter. Okay. Earth. Wandering soul. Extrasensory perception. Gaia, I live near Manchester in North England. The UFOs are coming here. You watch. Oh, I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. Month or so time. Yeah, just keep kicking my butt to make sure these are up. I'm starting to do the chili one now. I spent a day actually learning how to use the Scribus very well, and so that's why I want to do a video on that soon so that I can show you guys how you can use that as well if you want to do PDFs of any form or another. So, all right, how about man-made or ET-made crop circles? I don't know. I'm leaning towards man-made, but some of the things are quite interesting. Okay, and they reanalyzed skulls found in Morocco during the late 1960s. Now I think mankind emerged in many places other than thousands of years, not from one place as normally thought. Well, I think that they happened to emerge one place, from the Garden of Eden at the hand of God. That's what I think. You ever feed Kitty? Basically raw food. I don't feed her vomit, but basically raw food. No, not really. I probably should. Do you develop websites for people outside USA? Yes, I do. Actually, I have a few I did for Australia. Well, at least before that client went totally psycho. Yeah, that was a fun story. I actually have a guy over there, I forget where, but somewhere over there in UK. He's on my Skype list every now and again. He needs stuff done. So yeah, I do websites anywhere. What's with all the viewers from UK? I have no idea, but hey, that's actually, but it is all my UK viewers is why I do some earlier live streams, because I realize it's pretty late there by 9 or 11. So is there any intelligent life on Earth? No! That's my thought. Yeah, there's some intelligent life out there. Not a lot, but some. I mean, here in America, it's becoming few and far between. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, we've been going for almost 2 hours now. It's been going a great conversation. I don't know. Maybe I'll just keep going until people stop talking. I don't know. We still have a chat rate of 4 chats. Is that per minute, per second? I don't know. My average view duration is really up. Total view time hours, 62 hours. That's pretty sweet. Peak concurrent is still 46. And I bet we have not gotten our million, so I can't divulge the secret about space aliens. Let me double check. I can't find the mouse. See, I'm watching. You can't see off screen, but I'm actually in the middle of watching some Philip DeFranco. I think I'm catching up on his one from, is that yesterday, I think? Dashboard. Where do I don't even know where to find my own personal videos. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Live now. I can't even see how many people have liked my own video. Let's see. 23. I only have 23 likes. I'm sorry, folks. I only have 23 likes. I cannot divulge the true secret of space aliens. I apologize. Maybe next time. We needed 1 million. We didn't get that many. All right. Oh boy. Going back to social media. Ban fake news. I have doubts if intelligent aliens did want to visit us. First thing they would do is make crop circles. Hey, didn't you watch Signs? It's all about navigation. You know, and if you've watched the Nostalgia Critics video on Signs, you will know how stupid they are. This is not intelligent life, people. According to Signs, these super advanced people who could cover cloaking technologies, who use crop circles to navigate and circumvent the entire globe, chose to invade a planet that's 70% water. This is not intelligent life, people. Jeez. Yeah, if you have not watched the Signs video on Nostalgia Critic, that's what you got to watch next. Hands down, it is probably my favorite Nostalgia Critic video ever. See if I can find it. You got to type YouTube right, otherwise you might end up on a site that's... Signs. There you go. What? Like what? What's going on there? Is this it? Copy link location. I think this is it. I'm not completely sure, but I think this is it. Let me actually just... Is this it? Yep, that's it. That's it. Oh, that's a great video. That is really fun. Those likes increase. 28. Nice. Yeah, I needed 1 million to divulge the true secret about aliens, but, you know, dated these humans about 30,000 years ago. Likes for what? No, if I got 1 million likes, I was going to divulge the real secret of aliens, but I didn't get 1 million likes, so we can't. Let's see. Later, everyone, time to get off. I can say one thing for certain: someone or something had to teach us stuff. We didn't just know how to build things. Everything has been created or will be created, already exists within either. Like button intensifies. Nice. 1 million likes. What do you know? Did somebody create a bot? Did you guys see that when it was Brian Lunduke versus Wendell doing their thing? Somebody created a bot script that spammed the Brian Lunduke winning the competition, the Linux competition. That was awesome. All right, folks, it has been going on for just about 2 hours. I think we covered a lot of the things I wanted to talk about and covered a whole lot more. It was an awesome discussion today. So thanks for hanging out, everybody. And I think let's see, tomorrow, I'm not completely sure what I'm going to do. Maybe I might do the software package, or I might have a look at Linux Mint Mate. Either one, I might do either one. So with that being said, we're going to jump off here. I think Friday I'm looking at 9 o'clock for a live stream on the news, and Sunday 9 o'clock tinfoil hat time, topic to be determined. And Saturday, I'm not sure if I might be off on Saturday. I don't know. It depends. If some other scammer drives me absolutely crazy on Friday, maybe I'll do something about him. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, we are going to jump off here. Thanks for hanging out, everybody, and have yourself a wonderful evening. I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.